Yo, what's up guys? Nate here from Coding with Nate. We are back with another video. In this video, we are going to be teaching how to make a bottle flipper game. So basically what a bottle flipper game is it's a game where you have a bottle, a table, and you press space to flip the bottle, and you gotta try to land it. If you do it too hard, it won't land, and your score will set back to 0. If you do it too soft, it won't land, your score will set back to 0. Oh, but if you get it just right, your score will change to 1, and keep going so you see how many you can get in a row. Alright, so, and in this video, I'm going to teach how to make a bottle flipper game. So, this should not be too challenging. This should be just a one-part series, so let's get into it. Alright, first thing you want to do is we want to make the worst part, the art. So, let's grab a box. Let's make it like a 10 outline. And then let's make a nice dark gray in here. And then we can just make a box. Try to have it centered as much as you can. Okay. It should be fine. And then, oh. And then, just get this. And just bring this down to the bottom. And now what we can do is we can take the reshape tool, and then we can do like here-ish, and then we can just delete, and then you make this pointed. You do delete, and we make this pointed. Alright, so that should be like a good table. Alright, now we can just, I'm just gonna make like a light, like a real light gray background. And then we can just press back, and it'll go back. Perfect. Alright, and now we need the bottle, so we can delete this. We can paint a sprite. And then this should not be too hard to make. Basically, let's go for like an orange color theme, because it matches the variable color kind of. So we can just go for like a, I don't know, that's about good. And then I'm just going to round out the bottom. You know, just make it a little more like a bottle. Because like if you've ever seen a bottle, they have like round bottoms. So now what I'm meant to do, let's delete it. Alright, and then we can just add like, you know, like the little wrapper around the bottle. So we will just do that with like a gray color. I don't want to make it too dark, so let's go to that-ish. Okay, that's pretty fine. Alright, and then we can honestly just take this, and we can just copy paste that. And then we can flip horizontal. And then just line it back up. Perfect. And then we can just take this color. Oh, sorry. This color. And we can just make a little cap. So you want to make sure that it's sideways when you're doing the art for a specific reason that I will get into later. Doesn't have to be perfect, but at least you should try to make it recognizable. And then we can name this bottle. Alrighty. And now we get to write code. Okay. So we're going to do, when I receive green flag, we are going to broadcast flip. That's basically what flip is. It's just so that we can do it more than once. Alright, so on our C flip, we want to set where we want to go. So we're going to go to X, 0, and then Y, negative 80, let's try, okay, negative 90, negative 100, let's do 110. Alright, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Maybe we go back up to 100. Okay, and then we want to point in direction 0 degrees, so that, as you can see, it would be facing upright because that arrow right there. And then we're going to make a variable, and we are going to call this variable, we can delete this, make a variable, we're going to call it yvel. This basically means y velocity. Doesn't really matter, there's only going to be one sprite, so we're just going to click OK. We are going to set yvel to 0. Now we are going to wait until key space is pressed, so that'll basically, like, our space will be the flip, like the button to flip it. And then we want to set our y velocity to 15. So this is just basically what the y velocity is going to do. Instead of just making it go up, down, it's going to go smoothly up and then start to come smoothly down. So like if you watch my platformer tutorial, like that's how we made the jump with the yvel to go smoothly up and smoothly down. Alright, and now we are going to do this code. We are going to repeat until, not repeat, just repeat until. And then we are going to do a less than block. And then we're going to do negative 100 in here because that's our y. Repeat until y position equals negative 100 or less than negative 100. So basically, it's back in that position. I'm going to make a little bit of art adjustment to my bottle. I want to make this middle part a little bit bigger. Okay. Alright, I think that makes it look a little bit better. Okay, yeah, see now it's standing up to start. Really quickly. Let's make this a lighter colorish. Alright, that's about good. I don't want to get too picky with the art, but that should be good. And now we're going to do change y by y velocity. So once again, this will make it go up. And what's going to happen is we're going to make it turn this way about 10 degrees. Doesn't really matter, it's just how fast you want it to turn. Alright, and then we're going to do this. We're going to do if else. We're going to do an if key space pressed. We're going to change y val by negative 0.5. Else, we are going to change it by negative 1.25. Alright, so basically, that's like if you're holding space, it'll make it go higher, pretty much. And now we're going to set our y position. Set y to negative 100. And then this is where we are going to set if it actually landed or not. So we're going to do an if else. We're going to do an if. It's actually going to be an and first. We're going to be if direction greater. And this is where you can set the difficulty. Let's do 20 for this one. You can make that really whatever you want. And then we can grab the direction block. And then we need a and direction less than negative 20. Oh, other way around. This is negative 20. And this is 20. That'd be a problem. And then we can just duplicate the direction block, put that there. And then we're going to, oh yeah, we got to make another variable. We're going to call it score. Sprites, click OK. We actually want to show this one, and we can actually put this up here. Okay. Now we can, at the start, we can set score to 0. Actually, yeah, we set score to 0 at the start. And then we can change score by 1 here. And we're going to do repeat until. Repeat until. And then you're going to drag this in. You're going to do equals. And then 0. And then we're going to do a round. And then direction. So this is basically say repeat until direction equals 0. We're going to do turn this way. And then you're going to do this algorithm. You're going to do a division algorithm and a minus. You're going to do 0. And then you're going to do 3. And you're going to do direction. So this is basically saying 0 minus direction is just finding negative direction or positive direction. And then divided by 3 is just, well, dividing that number by 3. Alright, and then else, we are going to set, actually, we don't need to set this up here. Yeah, we don't need to set this up here. Okay, and because here we will set score to 0. Set score to 0. And then we grab an if else. We're going to do if direction greater than 0. So this is basically saying when it's fallen. So if you didn't land it, this is what happens when you do land it, and this is what happens when you don't. Pretty much. So if direction greater than 0, we are gonna repeat until we can duplicate this. Round direction equals 90. This is gonna be first to make it fully fall. We are gonna turn this way. 90 minus direction divided by 3. Alrighty, so we are going to do an else. We can duplicate this, and then we can just change these numbers to negative 90. So this is basically just like, I don't know really how to explain it, but this is just like making it like look like it's actually fully fallen. And now we can wait 0.5 seconds so that it doesn't just immediately pop right back up. And then we do this. We do repeat until absolute value of 0 minus direction is less than. So we do absolute value of minus 0 minus direction is less than 5. So basically, this is just saying if it's repeat until it's upright. We're going to turn this way. And then we're just going to make this 2 to make it go up a little bit slower. And then we can broadcast flip again. So it should happen now when we play it. We can press space. It'll go up. It'll set our score to 1. And we can flip it again. If we mess up, just go to the side. And it should pop back up. And our score sets to 0. Alright, perfect. So I'm just going to really quickly explain all this code in a bit better. So this is just setting where it wants to be at the start with the X, Y, and then point direction up, right? And that's just setting the Y velocity to 0 so it's not doing anything crazy going up or down. And it's going to wait until you press the space key to start it. And then once you press the space key, it's going to set the Y velocity to 15. So this is basically, and then immediately until the Y position is back to here, it's going to change Y by Y velocity. So remember so basically it's changing Y by, right now it would be 15 is Y velocity. And then it's going to turn this way 10 degrees. This is just to make it look like it's flipping. Look, wouldn't it be weird if we took this out? I'm just going to say it right now. This is not a water bottle flip game. Yeah, it's not. So this just helps it look like an actual water bottle flip game. Because otherwise, if we had this out, there'd be no possible way to lose. And anyways, if the key space is being pressed, it's going to change the Y-vel by a less number, and then it'll change it by more if it's not being pressed. So this, if I don't press it, it'll change quicker, so it'll go lower, but if I do, it'll change slower, so it'll keep going higher. And then, and that Y velocity, basically the Y velocity will be at 0 when it's at the bottom, because there's literally no way that it can go down anymore. So we need to set to 0, or else it will bug our game. And then we set our Y back to where I want it to be. And this is going to determine if it's actually landed or not. So this is where you can set your difficulty. If you make it negative 90 and 90, then there should be literally no way to lose. Yeah, there is a way to lose. Wow, you gotta be terrible to lose. Anyways, well, if you do negative 180 to 180, now there should be literally no way to lose. Look, I can land it on the cap. And it'll still basically do it right. Well, actually no, because you'd have to change these to 180, but we don't want to do that. So basically this is where you can set the difficulty. If you make it 10 and negative 10, you've got to be pretty spot on for it to land. Like, see? Pretty spot on. Or else it'll not land. Yeah, like, look at that. Hey, I actually got it. I'm so skilled. Alright, but we're just going to keep it negative 20. I think that's a pretty good difficulty. And then it's going to change the score by 1. And then, so like, even if you're a little bit off, it'll set it back to that 0. Alright, and then, yeah, that's basically what it's doing there. And then, if you didn't land it, it's going to find if it fell down on the left side or the right side. Because we wouldn't want it on the left side and go all the way to the right. So if it's on the left side, it'll spring up this way to that negative, or that 0 degrees, so upright. And then else, it'll turn the negative 90, so it'll basically turn the other way. Yep, and then this is when it actually sets it back. And then the broadcast flip again, and you can do it again. Alright, so that is pretty much going to be it for our water bottle flip game. I think we are going to set score to 0 at the start. Yeah, that's helpful. Alright, so that is going to be it for our water bottle flip game. Yeah, pretty much if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And with that, I'm Nate from Coding with Nate, and I'll see you in the next one.